And that's why I stand here excited to talk about the plans that we have looking forward to make Battle for Azeroth the greatest expansion that it can be.
So I bought this bottle of water, and it was just like, I think the reason I bought it was because it was bigger than the other bottles of water, and it was also cheaper, and it said that it was overachieving, not sponsored if you couldn't tell. And electrolytes for taste, what does that mean? So welcome to my BlizzCon video. I might just open with that. I don't know what I'm doing, man. It is Thursday, it is the end of day 0. It is 11:44, so it's like right about the end of the day. I have walked so far today. Let me tell you, I have gone, I don't know if that focused, I have walked a little over 12 miles today. And I don't think that's what you need to do, but the thing is, I'm new here. And I don't know where I'm going. So I'm like using Google Maps on my phone to try to get from point A to B. And there was like half an alphabet worth of points to go do today. I keep getting lost. I walked all the way around the Hilton to try to get to it for Con Before the Storm for the meet and greet, which I'll talk about in a second. And I don't know how I did that. I was at the convention center, and when I walked by it later, the Hilton entrance was like right there, like the lobby, you couldn't miss it. But somehow I missed it. I went all the way around the building. I like got lost in a parking garage, and I was like sprinting trying to make it. And I made it to the meet and greet on time. And a huge thank you to everybody that came and saw me and was so sweet and so friendly. And I, like, not even at the meet and greet, although you guys were amazing, but like everybody has been so nice here. Everything is just a little Blizzard, you know, you've got like people wearing Blizzard stuff everywhere, and you can just walk for hours, and I have. You can just walk for hours down these streets and just catch like 1,000 snippets of tiny little bits of different Blizzard related conversations, and this is the coolest place to be. Like at this point, I don't even care if they don't announce anything, they're going to, but I don't even care if we don't get anything good, because I am just so happy to be here. So I'd give you a hotel room tour, but it's very messy because I've been in here for about 2 minutes so far, and I've always had something to find, so I'm just like tearing through my bags, like throwing stuff everywhere trying to find it. Kind of want to tidy up, but I also kind of want to just shower and go to bed because I want to get up early. I didn't pick up, like, so I did the Blink shopping thing, right? Like, they have plushies this year, there are plushies, and I ordered like a bunch of them for Blink shopping, and I went to pick them up, and I went too late. Not too late to stand in line. I stood in like a 50-minute line, and I was so excited. But by the time I got through all the lines, there was no picking up anything anymore, so I'll just try again tomorrow. You know what I will show you actually though? I'm not gonna do a whole room tour, but I have a couch, which is kind of cool. Also, I have bunk beds, and then like 2 actual beds. It's a lot of beds. This is my tea station, so that's my foldy cuddle. I will unfold it, and then I have like the steepy thing, so I can just kind of like do that. And then I also brought the Kenilworth Ceylon black tea. And I bought a chocolate bar. I need to go to bed. It's like midnight. I gotta get up early. Thank you guys so much for, why am I ending the video? This is only day 1.
They're like dinosaurs! They're Mohawks! They're awesome! Everybody loves trolls.
I'm really bad at finding food. Every time there's like food around, I either have to leave, oh no, I've changed my bar here, okay. Or I'm not hungry. I didn't get hungry until like this afternoon, or this morning, like late this morning, like 11. And I had a cookie for dinner last night because I hadn't really figured out where to have dinner. It was late, I had somewhere to be, I had just come from somewhere. I just walked 12 miles, and I checked into the hotel, and this lady's like, here's your room key, and here are your cookies. And she hands me this big stack of warm cookies. And they're huge cookies, like each one is a full meal worth of cookies. She gave me 3 of them, and I almost cried.
That is the win conditions for making a movie. Run Botar out of mana. They can do that. They they can survive long enough, they will ultimately win.
Hey guys, I just wanted to catch up. It is currently Saturday. It's currently Saturday morning. I'm about to head back down to the convention center for day 2, and I wanted to sit down and chat a little bit about yesterday and about what's coming up today. But yesterday was the first day of the convention, so we had the opening ceremonies, we had the Wow What's Next panel. They dumped so much news on us, so there's all sorts of good stuff to go through. I'm not gonna lay that out here, that's not what this video is. This is just kind of like catching up about what I've been up to this trip, because as I've discovered, I am terrible about using social media. Which is dumb because that's almost kind of like my job. But you know, like I'm meeting people and I'm seeing things and then I'm like, oh, I probably should have taken a picture of that, or I should have tweeted about that or put it on Instagram, but like you never think about that when you're doing it. If I sound a little bit croaky, it's because like most people here, I think I'm losing my voice a little bit. I am definitely getting sick, and I'm not really mad about that because that's kind of what you sign up for when you come to something like this. Like you're around thousands and thousands of people and you haven't slept very much, at least if we're talking about me, you haven't slept very much, and you haven't really been eating the things that you're used to. For some people, you might have been drinking, that's also not great for your immune system. And then you're just on like this crazy adrenaline hype cocktail. And it's like a lot of stress. And even though it's really fun kind of stress, I know stress isn't quite the right word, but whatever it is, it's not good for your immune system. So I think we're all plagued. So I want to show you some of the stuff that I got, both because it's adorable and I need to share it, and because I don't exactly know my plan for getting it home yet because it's kind of big. So this is my Alliance pillow. They had them in Alliance and Horde, but I definitely only got this one because they're huge and I couldn't take 2, and also I wouldn't. So you've got like the For the Alliance on the back, and then you've got your Alliance line. It's like a shield, but it's a pillow and it's a big squishy one. Last night I actually went and watched the arena, the WoW arena stuff last night. At the end of the first bracket and then like the upper semis, I got to watch like Method Orange versus Method Black and like Cedu's team like win that one. But yeah, so I was sitting there watching that, and that was late. Like I was there from probably like 9 until 11. And my seat was like right under a vent, but I was like chatting with the people around me and I didn't want to move. And the vent was like really cold and I didn't really have a sweater that was warm enough. So I was like, I had my stuff because I just picked up my shopping. Speaking of, this is a very big bag. But I had my stuff because I just picked up my shopping. So I like took the pillows and I was like covering myself in pillows because there wasn't like, it was quiet. Like there were like lots of empty seats. I wasn't disrupting anybody by building myself like a makeshift bed, but very good hugging pillows. Not great blankets, but that's not exactly what they're supposed to be. This is my other pillow. So this is the well-played Hearthstone pillow. And I originally saw this and I was like, I mean, I do play Hearthstone every day, but I'm not like a Hearthstone content creator, so I don't need it for my back couch. But then I saw on the other side, it says ooh. And I looked at that and I was like, that's just my brand. So I got that, and that is a very good squishy pillow, and I can't wait to have that on my back couch because sometimes after I stream, I turn off my stream and I go like flop on that couch and then I like squish all the pillows. So that's that. This one I actually didn't get from Blink Shopping. I picked this up at the Darkwing Fair Adoption Center, which is like this booth they have selling plushies at the con. But there's a crazy long line. I stood in that line for 90 minutes and they had these moonkins, these big Horde and Alliance moonkins. And I loved them and I wanted one and I waited in that line for them, but while I was in the line, they sold out of both of them. So I did get the wrong Frostwolf plush. Oh no, I asked for the white one. I didn't check. I should have checked. All right, well now I have 2 of these. Haven't opened this yet. This is a Murloc plushie. So it's kind of in the style of the Alec plushie and that Raptor that they did last year, because it's like the Wonderworks box. So these are actually modeled off of plushies that they have in games. There he is. So these ones are a little less squishy, but they look very durable. They got like the big button eyes, and I just love that they're in the game. And they're also here on my shelf, or at least on my future shelf. I haven't taken it home yet, but I will. Even if I have to ship my stuff back, I'm not shipping this guy back. We can squish him in somewhere. There is this little guy. So this is our Toddle. This is our baby Tortolan plushie. And he just looks like he's having the best day of his life. The back of the box says, say shello to your favorite baby Tortolan, and I expect nothing less. So I think I want to get him out of here, but he's like zip tied in. And I didn't bring any scissors. Like that was a thing I didn't bring here because I didn't think I would need them. I've been just kind of chewing things open whenever I should have cut them open, but I don't think I could chew him out of here, so I will figure that out later. I also got some Velcro badges in a booster pack because I was like, oh, that's cute. They can go in my backpack because I've seen people with these badges in their backpacks. And I realized, and I should have realized this earlier, but like things fall out of my head sometimes, I'm sorry. They're going on Velcro backpacks, like, so let's see what we got anyways. I got the baby Tortolan one. I'm gonna put on some sunscreen actually because it is bright out there and I'm walking down to the convention center, and I will check in with you guys later. I'm saying that like it's live. You're not gonna see this until after this is all over, so I'll check in with you guys in probably like a minute. Hi, I'm Hazel, and today I am joined by a few members of the WoW team to talk about BFA. Would you guys introduce yourselves and tell us a little bit about your roles on the team?
Sure, absolutely. So I'm Chris Robinson. I'm the Senior Art Director of World of Warcraft. My role is basically overseeing the art creation for the game, so I oversee the art team and work with Frank to kind of progress the visuals in the game and make sure we're always plussing every time we put new content out.
I'm Frank Kolkowski, the Assistant Technical Director on World of Warcraft. Like Chris said, I work a lot with artists. I also work a little bit with designers, hoping to plot out technology path for the game.
In BFA, all sorts of different types of players, no matter what their professions are able to acquire materials like hydrocores, sanguicells, and to some extent expulsive. But only crafters are able to actually use those. So in the past, in Legion, we had systems like the Blood Trader that got it added later, and then you've got your Argonite Trader. Is there a timeline for when features like that get added later, or is it more of an as-needed basis thing?
It's more as needed, and we're actually looking at sanguicell and some of these other unique items that you can get, and figuring out how we can make that more applicable to more players.
Yeah.
One of the things we're going to be doing is actually craft a feast now with those. So we'll continue to look at opportunities to get more utility out of those items for players, and then we'll kind of evaluate where we're at, and maybe, like you said, vendor might be a solution.
So BFA has really taken down gold generation through everyday activities such as World Quest. You don't have your followers giving you gold in World Quest anymore. Is that a directed attempt to reduce inflation? And if so, how does the team approach gold inflation in the economy?
We need to balance that.
Yeah.
I think it's easy to look back at Legion and the money tree that was your follower table and think maybe that's not the right progression path or the right use for that. Looking at BFA, we also do realize that a lot of players, especially the ones that might not be engaged in as much content every day, not going out and doing every gold world quest, gold's a little bit hard to come by, so we did up the gold on the emissary, and now that actually matches the amount that you're going to be spending every week on your reroll tokens. So that was kind of a conscious decision along those lines, and we're certainly going to keep reevaluating that.
Okay. We're getting a lot of amazing new zones coming in the upcoming patches. Can you tell us some of your favorite parts about Nazjatar and Mechagon?
Yeah, well, Mechagon was, a dream come true from an artistic perspective. Being that gnomes are such a rich part of WoW lore and history, and they, like all the rest of the races in WoW, are cursed with their curse of flesh. So everyone's trying to figure out the solution to get past that and live forever. And their solution is obviously to burrow underground and start removing pieces of themselves and replacing them with mechanical bits and pieces. So that idea, that philosophy kind of drove not only the vision behind the characters, but also what we were doing in the environment and the dungeon. There's also a really awesome place where they spit out all the used parts that they're not using or the junk that they haven't used in this big outdoor junkyard that we're building currently. And then as you progress into the dungeon, you actually get to see that history that we've seen previously with characters like Mechagon and areas of the game where we've seen that kind of mechanical gnome, Blingtron and things like that. There's hints and pieces of that all throughout the game. This was an opportunity for us to use all that and pull it together into this cohesive vision that is Mechagon, and it's probably one of my favorite pieces that we've done for this expansion, for this upcoming content.
Yeah, and even in Tides of Vengeance, there's going to be a new take on some old zones. So Desara Lore, we're going to be putting a raid there, and when you're in the raid instance, you're going to see Desara Lore under siege. There's going to be barricades, there's going to be fighting, there's going to be smoke. So we're going to be seeing that from a little bit of a different perspective. And then, of course, we're going to be going back to Darkshore as well in the new Warfront. So Darkshore is going to get a bit of a remake at next level.
I want to talk a little bit about Nazjatar. Was there at any point any kind of a plan to make it actually underwater? Or was that something that you guys killed really early?
Well, so there was, right? The starting point of that idea was obviously Ashara and the Naga and the storyline, and I think inherently when you think Naga, there's that underwater element to it, right? So we immediately obviously looked at our history of underwater combat and decided that it didn't make sense to have an entire raid that was underwater. Pieces of it, if it makes sense.
There are underwater areas there?
Well, it's still developing at this point, but it's a combination of things. I think the most important thing for us was to give that impression that you were fighting an aquatic race under an undersea kind of environment. But that challenge brought with it sort of the solution that we came up with, which was to magically sort of force the waters apart. So you're playing in like in an environment that was submerged in water for quite some time. All the neat stuff that comes along with that, but you don't have that kind of downside of needing to walk super slow and 360 combat and everything that comes with it. So I feel like we came up with a pretty good balance of what we learned from underwater combat, the desire to have that really heavy theming, and then sort of the solution that we ended up with all those things.
Thank you very much for taking the time to sit down with me. I appreciate it so much, and for putting on this really incredible show and experience for all of us.
Well, thank you for being here, and thank your viewers for being interested in this stuff. We love it, and we hope you do too.
Take off your cap! Seriously? The photo's here.
It's slightly dark. I feel like you need the flash.